his angles and taking down Battery, so that evens up the numbers, but the bomb's still down. They still don't have a smoke. They do have a kit on Frosty. They can find his bomb for the first. There's the spot. Now Frosty knows. Now Frosty knows that without a smoke, this may just be hopeless. They're not going to peek until he taps that bomb. He's going to have to hit the shots instantly, and he can do no such thing. It is going to be 16-13 for the Swedish Canadians. What a game down the stretch. But at the end of the day, they won the critical round that mattered, and they were able to just follow through and finish off their opponents.
Honestly, it was a great match for Keep the Comms Up. The Swedians appear to be excellent in performing in the clutch. When the rounds get tight, they get better. And they win another one. 29 rounds is what it took, but they jump up to 12-3 on the season. Keep the Comms Up go down to 7-7, but I still love the way they played. And for me, I do hope that regardless of the outcome for them this season, that this roster sticks together because there's something there.
It definitely is. With more time to work on what we can see, but as it is, we got another spicy matchup on the way. It's going to be Recon 5 taking on Mythic. So stick around, folks. We'll be back in a flash. You're watching the ESEA Mountain Dew League. We'll be right back.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
I can't wait till we count in them hundreds. I cannot lie, I ain't rich yet, but when I say my time coming, it's coming. And some of y'all got ahead of me. To be honest, I wasn't even running. But very soon I'ma run it. I demand it, man, I want it. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. It's going down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What about too hard, ayy? What about too hard, ayy? About too hard, ayy. They not gon' like this. Don't like surprises. I cause a crisis. Man, I'm a scientist. With the music, I spice things up to my liking. Man, I want nice things, nice things. That's not an AK, it's a Uzi. I pull up and shoot it to movie. I'm chasing the bag, not a coochie. Cut ties with the fake, now it's Gucci. Word of my niggas from the 021. You count 6 shots and I count 2 guns. Some people still think I rap just for fun, but soon they look up to me just like the sun. Yeah, you can come over here. Swear it's like no career. Swear you got no idea. Soon you'll have no career. Take a good look in the mirror. They need to know that I'm here. Don't you act like it ain't clear. Yeah. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. It's going down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What about too hard, ayy? What about too hard, ayy? About too hard.
I've been working part-time jobs, chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different. here and I can show you. So I came a little closer. You said I'll show you how to love you, how to love you.
Folks, welcome back to our second game of the night, and this one again should bring some fireworks. We got Mythic taking on Recon 5 here on Vertigo, one of my favorite maps currently in the pool. I know it's not yours, John, but John, what do you make of this?
Well, I mean, it's Vertigo, so we don't know really what's going to happen since it's been changed so many times over the last few months. But, I mean, Mythic and Recon 5 did play this, like you mentioned off the air, Mike, last season. And Recon 5 were the winners, 16-13, I believe it was. But the thing is, it was a different map. Vertigo has changed since then. The A site in particular looks like a completely different location. I mean, they moved the boxes around. There's a lot more open space. In any case, I mean, Recon 5 are a good Vertigo team, regardless of the iterations that they've played it on. 3-0 over the last two seasons, 48 rounds for, 39 rounds against for a +9 round differential. Over on Mythic, they like playing here too. They've had a lot of close encounters on it. They're sitting at 2-2 over the last two seasons of MDL, 49 rounds for, 51 rounds against for a -2 round differential. So, I mean, both teams like to play here. Mythic, I'm sure, is going to be really happy not to play Mirage again because they've played it 3 times in a row, and they're on a 3-game losing streak. So maybe this will turn the tides.
Player to watch for this, Neptune. Neptune tends to be their B-side anchor. He lurks in B frequently when they're on attack as well. He's a player to keep an eye on. They will be starting on the T side, so look for him to make some late plays up those B stairs, and he can be so dangerous with it, especially on Vertigo. My eyes are always drawn to Neptune. Jazz Pimp as well tends to put up big numbers here, but specifically to watch the timing of those B plays, I say keep an eye on Neptune.
Definitely. It's Davey, who is temporarily taking the place of ZNF while he completes a move across the country. He's going to be in Colorado, and he just tweeted out that he'll be happy to play on Denver servers without having 70 ping, and that MDL teams should watch out. I'm paraphrasing, but that is pretty much the gist of what he wrote. And Neptune, as he spoke about, I'm going to throw a nice piece of utility there, some smoke on the site. And Recon 5's charging forward. Katie could go down in this engagement. She's tucked behind the ventilation. And yeah, they're going to let them plant the bomb here.
There's not really any choice they have in the matter, right? The smokes are perfectly thrown to push them back, knowing where the CTs are likely to be playing. And now this is a 5-on-5 retake. Here's a molly for late bomb control. They want to toss that molly, it seems, almost, but here's the take back in. They may not get an opportunity. It's all onto Carson and Jasmine. While they cleared out the steps, that puts everything onto Jazz. He's only got 7 health, and through the hazard panel, he will be dropped. defuse on Mythic Reborn, taking the pistol. It was a great initial take from Recon 5. It all but guarantees that bomb plant, but Mythic are wise not to take the bait and falter into the fight initially. Wait for the smokes to clear, go for your retake, and see the round through.
This is Mythic's second match of the night. They just played up against Levitate, formerly known as Under 21. They lost that one 6-13. Now, to be fair to Mythic, they are on a 3-game losing streak, but all 3 matches have been so tightly contested. They lost 16-10 against the Swedes, 19-17 against X Morning Light, and then 16-13, as mentioned, against Under 21. So, I mean, they just have to find a way to close these matches out, and as it gets into the latter part of the season, I hope we don't see a repeat for Mythic of what happened in Season 33, Mike, since they could not find their rhythm at all.
I doubt it, and it's honestly has very little to do with Mythic in this situation and more to do with the fact that there are not so many competitive teams this season. It's been very much a top-heavy show. Now, Recon 5, distinctly one of those competitive teams. They have had a phenomenal season. They're a very dangerous roster, and they're very dangerous here on Vertigo as well. So this one, not going to be easy. They're sitting at 12-1 on the season. They're guaranteed a playoff spot at this point, I believe. If not, yeah. I mean, they're certainly going to have one. I'm not sure whether they're mathematically guaranteed one at this point. Math is hard, folks. That's why I talk for a living instead. Katie, going to be looking for this first face. She is their B-side anchor, and you can see they're trying to avoid her crosshair until the last possible moment. Molly's going to go in late, but they're already past it. She has no idea either. Will still manage to get one snappy aim as the flashbang does clear in time. She can't hold the flood of T's at bay. This is still the B-side take, but this time they've got even more forward positioning. Reality's going to be tucked up. The smokes were slightly deeper in as well. So this is a great position, and with nobody towards stairs either, Mythic are in a tough spot, but the boost up will net them their first frag, and it's on Jasmine. Reality takes one from behind the HVAC, down in health, finds the kill, and that's what matters. Davey with the pre-fire will get, but the trade is there, all on the Poland. And it comes down to the final bullet. Carson with the Deagle, Poland with the M4. Who's going to connect first? Poland doesn't have the benefit of knowing where his opponent is. He's going to tap the bomb. But Carson calls his bluff. Doesn't clear onto this. And now Poland, he's not checking deep left. Carson's going to get the shot. He had no idea the player was tucked there. Assumed he'd be down towards the steps instead and wanted to find that kill. And so it is Recon 5 taking the second round force.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Poland was going to get that again because he was quite clutch in the pistol round, but unfortunately did not check his left side, and that was that. Still a great effort, tied up at 1-1. 3 MAC-10s, an AK, and an M4A4, for Recon 5. They should be able to farm a good chunk of money if they send these MAC-10s out first, but it's actually going to be Carson using the MAC-10 fire to his advantage so he can sneak up in towards the scaffolding. Continues to move forward. Jasmine, Molly's back calls. And here they come against the Deagles.
There are 2 players tucked up close. They're coming out the hall. Davies actually didn't get the first kill, having pushed all the way into spawn. All the way through. So their retreat is not going to be easy. There's no safe quarter. They've got this ramp control, but they pretty much have to execute off of it, and there are Deagles close at hand. Flom's also worked his way down the ladder, I believe. No, above the ladder. Still down and back in here. Lost track of him slightly, but this is going to be a take through. Poland with a couple of kills. That's actually Calm to get the second. Now this is big problems. Carson and Reality, they have been completely segmented. Can they bring this back? 2v5. Reality certainly thinks so, as he's going to get 2 kills and secure the bailout route. They are out of here. Katie's trying to track them through the floor to get back over towards that B bomb site, but having bailed right out of a sticky situation, maybe Recon 5 can readjust and readdress this.
Yeah, I like the idea there for Mythic to pincer in and try to trap them over on the A ramp, but as Reality cleared out the 2 flankers, they had the opportunity to go towards that B site instead. Now they're going to try and stick the plant. Flom's down. Katie going to take a shot. Calm comes up on the flank again. This time it works, and Poland catches Reality looking in the wrong direction. 2K for Poland. He's had a multi-kill round in every single round, in fact, and Calm sitting at 2 as well to secure this one for Mythic. Back and forth action. It's been quite exciting, and only 3 rounds have expired.
Absolutely. And with that bomb plant, I'm curious to see whether we get another force by going through here. Carson has money. No one else really. But they might justify it. Try and keep the CT economy off kilter. They're going to. Yep. Neptune's bought in. They're going to go for it. They're going for the pistols. They're going for the deagles. We're going to have another. There's the hero AK and even a Galil for reality, but expect to see a faster play this time. They got bracketed in. They allowed the aggression from Davies, and that's really what did them wrong. Just Davy. It's hard to... Davies, it's tough. But the Tech 9's going to work, and it gets a second as well. Jazz Pimp will get traded, but look at that. The trade comes back in turn. Neptune good for the punish, and this is turned on its head once more. The CTs batter and immediately pushed back. Their fight for A ramp turns out to be their tomb.
Jeez, that's just intense by Recon 5. Davies still up. He drops Jet with a headshot from the M4A1S, but Neptune trades him out immediately, leaving only Katie to fend for herself. But Katie's been very good this season, the top fragger for Mythic, sitting at 199 coming into the action tonight, not including the previous match's results. But Katie is going to go out here, get one on Carson, look for the second on Reality, and almost comes out with the clutch, but the last 3 shots don't connect, and Reality capitalizes on that. Recon 5 strike back with their force buy to win it. I mean, are we going to see another force buy from Mythic come in? Flom's invested down to 0, so you have to imagine that answer is yes. There it is.
It was, I think, a double eco. Tom had money, obviously. This is where it gets weird, right? This is where it starts to get weird. And the reality is, whenever you're in a situation like this, where you're just competing on force buys, it never works out with defense. That CT kit is just so much more expensive to maintain and sustain, and without the extra bomb plant money, it's rough trying to get these buys through. But they're having a lot of success with just the pistol, so who needs a buy? Flom's going to get 2 and the bomb! Down towards the bottom of the ladder, and Carson, one of the players who might be able to retake this, he doesn't have health. So he's very vulnerable to this machine pistol as well. In fact, he's been spotted. Is he dead? No, he gets away. He actually managed to jump out of the angle. Carson, don't go back. He goes back for the rifle. That's justifiable, at least. But if he goes back into that ladder angle, he is a dead man for sure. Flom might even just try out the flank. He hasn't yet, but you know he's itching to go down that ladder. Now, this is such a tough spot again for Recon 5, so this is just the tale of the force buys working out again and again and again, and surely at some point, rifles must prevail.
You'd think so, but so far, it's been pretty good for the pistols. Flom, I think he's playing a little angry at this point because his Neptune's going to get that frag down Poland. He was not happy with the fact they lost 2 in a row last night, and he has to be even more upset that they just went down up against X Morning Light. So he's playing with a bit of fire in his belly. He's going to continue pushing back towards his B side as the bomb goes down, looking for his 3rd frag, just barely misses it, but that makes Neptune an easy mop for Calm. Calm's going to go on top of the boxes to try and take him out. That was so risky, but Neptune flicks out and drops him. Katie gets the trade, 2v2, a chance for Mythic, but no utility to work with. That could be their undoing as Carson comes up, fires away, there's 1, probably the 2nd. Katie manages to survive, but she doesn't have the kit, so she has to hurry and get these frags.
Man, this is tough. Reality's going to get the swing. Basically had to hit the 1 taps there, but it is going to be death. That's all that's available for Katie. So finally, a rifle round has seen the light of a round win. And we might just see an eco here. Katie's got a little bit of extra cash to invest in, but everybody else should presumably be sitting on that eco, so we're finally going to see a proper one. Com picks up a Zeus. Flom a P250. Otherwise, it's very dry. So Recon 5, a chance to build here on the T side, perhaps. Provided they don't get Zeus by Com, who's doing a high wire act, diving right in, and it's not working out too well. Respect the chutzpah, though, to go for that big Zeus play.
As it stands, though, 5v4 Mythic finally on a save. The force buys have come to an end, and of course they always have to if you actually want to be competitive. Sure, you can force up every round, but eventually you're just going to start losing round after round after round. Jasmine is going to come out here with the AK, tap a shot towards default, and continue to spray down through that smoke, expecting someone to be there, but no one is. They're, in fact, all the way around the corner. Now connects on Poland, taking down to 74, and Mythic are just probably hoping to get a couple of frags out of this. As I see someone trying to push in the smoke right now.
Poland.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Katie, yeah, getting a kill through that smoke, but the bomb's down. Poland's just sitting in it. Gonna peer around. He's gonna do some damage. Does he survive? No, certainly not. But Jet will be traded as a result of the damage that Poland did. So Katie's now got 2 kills with that USP. They're making this round expensive at the very least. It's just Katie who survives, but she's been deadly with this pistol. Here to take down Jazz Pimp as well. She will find the kill. Katie, a 3K with a USP and a knife to finish it off. Why not? But hey, despite that extra 1,500 for Neptune, that is way too expensive of a round.
And it gives Katie a ton of money to work with, 7,000. She can even drop the op for Flom, should she choose to go down that path. We'll see if it happens. But as it stands, 4-2 for Recon 5. And we've talked about this in the past, Mike, but when fortune does not favor Mythic, they tend to go down a very dark path and start to play with a more negative mindset, which is extremely dangerous. When they're playing well, they're confident, they play as a unit, but then when things start to go poorly, they go for more of the individual things.
So what you're saying is they tilt like a teeter-totter.
Well, I mean, if you want to put it bluntly, I guess.
It's a less graceful way to say what you were getting at there. But they are going to find the opening pick in this one. And one thing I will say is Mythic are having pretty sustained success finding these opening picks with the temporary aggression. Neptune has gone up here, but Katie knows. Katie's wise to it. I don't know whether she spotted or whether she just knew. Based on the timing, that's a big second frag. Bomb down, or rather Molotov down. Going to buy her space as well to fall back, so this is a great early result. Recon 5, they still want to get in towards this B bomb site. They're beating their heads at the doors, but the problem is everybody's here for Mythic. It's just going to be Flom left on the other side. The cavalry, they're all here. They've got control of mid. They got vision in. Comms continuing to do damage, and this is just all over. Reality, last survivor, trying to clutch. Maybe he can get back towards the bomb. Maybe he can do damage. 2 kills, actually, as they swing on into his spray. So at least a little bit of an effort there, but without a bomb plant, there's going to be no buy available for Recon 5 unless they want to get back into the force, and oh, why did I even question it? Of course they're going to. Carson investing in here. Is everyone else going to follow his form? They are indeed. Hero rifles picked up, and it's going to be another force here from Recon 5.
Did I miss something, or is the meta on Vertigo to just force up on your T side every time you get the chance?
The thing is, it's very easy to get a bomb plant, at least.
Yeah.
The B site takes, the A ramp takes, because they've got those chilled out. If you've got a little bit of utility, some smokes, they've only got 1 in this, but you take 1 kill on towards one of these sites, you're probably getting a bomb plant. So if you can just overwhelm, it makes sense to try and keep sustaining, especially when you know that CT economy is, well, crappy, to say the least, because of the last 2 kills that came through. We're going to have a boost up by Hazard. I do like this play. I do like this play a lot. They made some noise, but Katie's not close enough to hear it, I don't believe. So they're going to pop up and try and pop her in the head. See if Katie survives. She's actually not visible from it, and they're going to overlook her spot. She'll take the first. Do they realize? They do. Reality. Blinded, but still gets that headshot down to 9 HP, but that's a bomb plant right there. Neptune will kill Reality to, I don't know, help him along to Valhalla. But that bomb does go down, and now it's a 2v3. This is viable. Davey, though, taking the first. He's likely going to get traded by the player in smoke, but Jazz Pimp is actually focused on Poland. And with just the Galil, he can't get those kills done in time. So the defuse on. Mythic will tie the scoreline up, but with a bomb plant and 3 kills there, it's not a bad result for the Force.
No, not at all. Recon 5 going to have a decent economy to go for a half buy. I mean, given the fact they were probably going to be double saving anyway. No. It's a half buy.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I could see a scenario where they force... No, they're going to go for the half buy.
They have to eventually.
They see reason. I could actually see a situation where they force until they've got max loss. Because they're doing such a good job of limiting that Mythic economy. And it's only 2 more rounds, right? So, it would be risky. But if one of those rounds broke their way, it'd be huge. And in that last round, it almost did. Davey really did prevent that from becoming more of an issue. And of course, Neptune shooting Reality in the face helped them along. But it's interesting. This is going to be a ramp take instead. Calm is dropping everybody. He's got reinforcements here as well, so despite the 2 kills, I don't think this is going much further. And Reality will be last to fall. Some damage done for Recon 5, but no bomb plant, but here comes the buy.
Nice 3K on the Antico by Flom. Wasn't fussed at all by the guns facing him down. Pistols were immediately taken out. So, Mythic Reborn take the lead 5-4, and ever since Katie got that 3K with the USPS, they have settled down a little bit. You see them playing more structured Counter-Strike that we expect from Mythic, and hopefully that gets them into a more positive mindset. As Flom is going to throw some utility down in towards the ramp, and he's getting sprayed down through the smoke down to 2 HP. That's stuff. Oh, and the Molotov is burning away at his feet. He just barely gets away, and he has to stay here because if he makes a move forward, the molly could take him down to 0. So he wisely holds his ground, continues to spray through the smoke to ensure no one pushes up towards him. That was a very dicey situation for Flom. He does keep it at a man advantage for his squad, which is the important part.
A little bit of info peaks trying to come through here. There's the spot for Poland. He's just going to bail off of it. They've got Calm very aggressive. Calm's been doing this. This is a bold spot. How visible is he from the other side? I think Neptune... Is Neptune going to see his elbow? He doesn't. He doesn't expect it. So this is going to be a kill for Calm. Does he get the second? He does indeed. He'll be traded, but that's still great damage. Well realized from that spot. It's a cheeky one. Very risky indeed. But he makes it work. And that's enough. That's enough. Reality. Going to be spotted. Flom has to be careful. Even the mere hint of damage would do him in, and it does seem like he's still going to find some damage back the other way. They want a bomb plant out of this. That's what they're looking for. I don't know that they're going to be allowed one. Jet looking to see if the flank will be on. It's not going to be fast if it is. Davey will eventually be coming through, but that all has to be turned towards sight, and here they go for the plant. Is it allowed? Poland will deny. Plant now gone. Poland to get 2, and somehow with 1 HP, Flom survived that round.
Well, yeah, I mean, it just takes one, of course, to keep your body up, and, I mean, the great part for him is that he keeps his gun, builds up the economy, and was able to keep the pressure on Recon 5, without them actually knowing he was let down to 1 HP, because they couldn't see that the shots were connecting through the smoke. So, 6-4 in favor of Mythic. One thing I love in that round, that wide swing from Poland was excellent. He timed it perfectly to deny the plant and get the final frag on the round. It was also a 3-kill. 11th round of play, though. Poland going to use that utility, which he's very well known for. The top utility player on Mythic by a long shot. As Jasmine's going to get the opening frag, though. Davy's gone.
And he gets an AK as well. Jasmine is a dangerous player once he gets going. Once those gears start turning, he's tough to stop. Calm. Maybe a bit aggressive here. But Flom will get the first kill. Trade is there. That's not necessarily a situation where you want to be trading. Calm, though. Back on the scene, has gotten over the berm, and he gets 2. Flasher, no, he's going to find it. Takes the 3rd as well. Nice round for Calm. We'll take the kill. We'll take the round. And Mythic, despite a rocky start with that messy spree of force buys, they have emerged much the better. Chaining on, what now, 3 in a row? And making this look quite good.
Yeah, Calm, Poland, Katie, Flom, everyone actually. Davey stepping up. Everyone's been contributing throughout this round win streak. Speaking of Calm, though, who was great in that previous round, even though they've been losing, he's been dropping 20 bombs consistently. In the match against X Morning Light, 29 frags, and then against Levitate, 28 on his side. He was the top ADR player in both those matches as well. So definitely a player to keep an eye out for. Typically goes on the lurk role on T side, so we'll see what he can do with that here on Vertigo. As Calm is going to push right into this smoke. Maybe trying to see if someone went to scaffolding. In the meantime, Davey connects on the shot with the op on Jazz Pimp at the mid.
Opera Davey on the scene. It's actually been 5 rounds in a row for Mythic. I can't count those. They're looking to put a 6th on, and this is a great start. The Molly will force Davey back, and it does give up mid control for the moment, but Flom's come to reinforce. Wants to be back on the scene. And they haven't really gained much ground. They're going to dump another Molly just towards denying Davey this position to be able to peer back into him. And there's a smoke now to deny vision, so they've gained mid at the cost of 2 Molotovs and 1 smoke. They're just now getting through, and they've got 1 final smoke to go. Here's the swing. Flom's got 1, not the second, but the trade is there from Poland. This is a great setup. 40 seconds on the clock, no more utility to play, and just Neptune left alive. This is looking rather hopeless. He can at least get a smoke off the ground and maybe do something with it. He's trying to catch Davey now, but he's been spotted and turning one way.
No scope.
He'll be no scoped from the other. It is Davey to take a second kill in the round, and Mythic to win the half at the very least.
I think Davey finally got those warm-up matches out of the way. He's looking good here on Vertigo, 10-7. I think it's his best start so far in many of the matches that he's participated in with Mythic. But I mean, it's to be expected. He was obviously rusty, doesn't really play at a high level anymore, at least not in leagues. And we'll see. I mean, he's slotting in nicely for ZNF, at least here on Vertigo, as Mythic have taken an 8th round victory, 8-4 in their favor. Match going to be paused as Recon 5 talk things over. They are deciding to maybe go for an eco.
Mythic
I don't know. I'm sorry?
There's a spare op down on the ground in spawn.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, there is. What happened?
Yes. I don't know whether that was misbought or what the situation is. As it is, that's a little bit interesting to me. They could play with the double op. We do see teams play with it sometimes on Vertigo. It's a little bit tricky
Might be
since a lot of the
intentional,
rotations are fast. But if somebody wants it for an initial peek and then to come back to a rifle, I could see that happening. However, it's a pretty big investment. They've got money. They don't have that much money. So, gonna guess it was an unintentional move.
Maybe. I mean, it could also be dropped there for someone to pick it up, maybe mid-round, if they want to go for a long-range engagement. I don't know.
I think usually you do that the other way around, right?
I know. That's
exactly
it, but they don't have it picked up off the ground, so I'm just trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe when you're going towards that B site, if you need an op, you grab it, and you jump on top of the boxes there, looking into B. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
who knows? We got a match pause, though.
That's a second pause as well. We paused, unpaused, paused, which tells me something might be awry here, folks. Apparently there was a CSGO update that came through, so hopefully we have no players drop out of the server. If we do have players drop out of the server, it might be a little bit longer, as we'll likely have to re-update everybody and remake the server for them to be able to join the game once more. So, fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Pause is expiring, so that's not going to happen, at least for the moment. Recon 5 seem to have a color scheme going on with their profile pictures. We've got red, green, cream, it looks like off-white for Neptune, a gray, and then Jet is really ruining the system here. That's my most critical analysis going into this round.
Mythic are going to fire away here, spamming the angles, making sure that Recon 5 aren't going to sneak through these smokes. Recon 5, in the meantime, have actually doubled back, heading in towards B, in fact. They're pushing up the B stairs. Katie, the anchor on A, going to have to do the damage and hold the fort as Recon 5 push in here with these Tech 9s and the Lonely Deagle. But Tech 9s on the run are lethal again, so you have to be careful. Jet pushing up, Molotov thrown in Katie's direction. That's going to fall right behind her. She peeks out to drop. Jasmine goes through the Molotov while she was flashed, manages to fire again, but no second frag. Calm, in the meantime, is doing work for 2, but this looks pretty good for Recon 5. They've made it a 2v2. Flom looking to come through the smoke and deny the bomb plant at the very least, but that bomb is going all the way back potentially to the A site, or was it just trying to get to B, excuse me.
Seems like it's trying to get towards B. Reality should have this plant. He goes for the swing first, and that allows Jet to get the kill, but now this pushes Flom forward. So it's do or die now. No more chance just for the plant, and Reality's caught out. Flom will have the round. Recon 5, they had a guaranteed bomb plant there, but they opted to go for everything on the cards. They'll still be able to buy regardless of that, but the round is lost. And this is looking like a dire T side. Vertigo, a map where we do tend to favor the T's more than in most. This is not a good showing, and Mythic Reborn may just be on for double digits here.
I mean, the thing is, Mythic are due. They really want this victory after losing those 3 in a row. They want to jump to 11-5 and get a more comfortable playoff position heading into the MD playoffs. Reality, though, is going to get a nice little 2K. Poland and Com are dropped immediately in the first 20 seconds of the round. Davey trying to peek out and find a response, and he will. Flicks to Jasmine, gets the second one, too. That's an excellent sequence from Davey. Not only that, the bomb is dropped right before his eyes, and now his teammates are going to come and reinforce. This went from great to really bad for Recon 5 in only a matter of 10 seconds, but Jet trying to recover, gets Flom with the op, and now a 3v2 advantage once more for Recon 5.
This is what we were looking for from Neptune. He honestly hasn't done it that much this game, and they may not need it either. But he's now worked his way all the way back around. Davey, I think, is wise to it. He's looking for it. Doesn't matter. Neptune's still going to get the kill. And that will be a 5th round for Recon 5. Nearly seemed that Davey could pull it back. Apparently, he was an opera this whole time. Who knew?
Yeah.
And this is a chance now for Recon 5 to condense this gap. Bring it into a 9-6. All's forgiven. You got a chance to just run it back in the second. But for Mythic, double digits still there, right for the taking. Poland's just going to have a P250 to make it happen, but everyone else is doing all right.
As the first of 2 matches for Recon 5. We will bring the second one to you against Buffdaddy's PayPal team right after this one concludes. But as it stands, Mythic are looking pretty comfortable with their 9-5 lead. Their buy-up isn't so comfortable, though. 3 M4A1Ss, a FAMAS, and a P250 only for Poland. Jet gets the first one. Davey trades 2 out. Man, he has been so good over the last 2 rounds. A 2K previously, which honestly I thought was going to be enough for Mythic to take the round. They ended up getting nothing more out of it. But here, a 4v3, you have to think they're going to be able to capitalize, but the B site's been taken, and Recon 5 is planted.
Now, I was watching the take on towards B. It was quite clever. They actually boosted Neptune up on the left side of stairs, which is not something you see very often. People do it with the hazard panel quite a bit, but that was a noiseless boost on the left side, allowed them to get so far forward, allowed them to get that kill. Now, bomb down, ticking away. There is a kit for Calm, so keep an eye on that. He's going to flash for his teammates to try and come back in, and the flash is misthrown. It misses completely, so they're not blind. Now this is a problem. Neptune's going to be dealt with, but the trade is there. The bodies are dropping. It's all on to Calm. He's got to make up for his misthrown flash. He'll upgrade in rifle, swapping to get more ammo, and he will find Jazzpim just on the edge of the girder. Just enough time to get the defuse as well. It is double digits for Mythic with not a half a second to spare. 10-5 is our scoreline as we head into the second half, and that was a strong showing indeed from the Mythic squad.
I mean, talk about making up for your mistake, though, because Calm was the only one with a flashbang, so his team had to go in dry instead of needing to deal with players that didn't have any visibility. And yeah, he just came out, and it was such a great sequence because he ran out of bullets in the M4A1S and immediately picks up the AK, no hesitation at all, to get the final player on Recon 5. I love it. Calm is performing well despite that minor miscue with the flash. And you know what? A lot of players tend to make that mistake because it's hard to tell when a grenade is going to bounce off a wall when you're right up against a corner. It's just tough to read in general. But here we go.
Utility.
Yeah.
Look at how much utility there is on this defensive front. They've got the kit and a nade on Carson. You got a nade, flash, smoke on Jazz. Flash Molly available for Neptune. It seems like it's going to be a B hit early on. There are 3 players here, but Jet's already been tagged up quite a bit. I don't know if you're having a little bit of stutter here. They seem to be having a rough time with the GoTV. Tags potentially coming back the other way. As of yet, no ground game for Mythic as they adjust their sights and move on over towards A instead. Calm has gained so much ground coming up the scaffolding hallway. He'll get the kill there. And he's going to keep going all the way back in. Perhaps a bit of an overplay, but you got to admire him for taking the real estate. Still, Neptune will lay him low, and now the take is back on Poland. Has been tagged down to 27. They'll hold for the moment. A bomb down. This is a good spot for Mythic to now play from. They've got that ramp control. They can try and hold, and they can try and just play patient as Flom is on the flank.
Yeah, I mean, I just spotted out Flom. He's coming in. They don't even know he's there. Flashbang thrown by Davey. Flom gets the 2K, leaving only Jazzpim to get it. And Jazzpim gets the defuse. Oh, no. Oh, man.
Chaos on site and Jazzpim in smoke.
Oh, jeez. That is so tough, but a great play by Jazzpim, capitalizing on the chaos despite the fact that Mythic played it pretty well. They just couldn't catch Jazzpim.
At the end of the day, that's really all that matters in this pistol, is just taking it through, right? Neptune going to get the first kill here, getting aggressive in towards mid, but at the cost of most of his health. Down to 14. And now a take-up ramp seems to be on the cards again for Mythic. Last time it was Calm, who managed to just walk on towards the site. This time he's over towards B. They do like to let him lurk, to create for himself and maybe find nooks for the team to exploit. And this time he's going to be making his way in towards mid. There's nobody watching this. There's actually a lot of room for him to rumble. Just now a player's coming back to the mid berm. Neptune going to peek it. Neptune drop, but Neptune, or Jazzpim rather, is getting a kill towards the other site. In reality, holding him before he goes over means that this is going to be fine. They haven't spotted the bomb just yet, so they're not reacting, but having lost that mid presence, they no longer have an easy access point towards either site. They just got to make a choice. Katie has a little bit of ground towards A, and so it seems like ramp is going to be the ticket. With Carson coming forward, he might just spot Katie in a moment here. That would be it all pretty much to naught. Never mind. Katie gets the uppercut shot, ducking under his crosshair. The trade not there, as Katie picks up her fallen enemy's gun and uses it to drop his ally. Now a big problem. Jazpimp will drop the molly. Can Poland get away? He has a smoke, actually, so that's enough. Spam not going to find him. He's just going to stand in his spot and now escape. Well done for Poland to survive that situation. Health isn't great for Mythic, but Katie hasn't been found just yet. Jazz wants this fight. He won't have it. Katie, unreal here. The 3K is massive, and Poland is able to collect the final one. 3 kills, 2 with the Deagle, 1 with the Fama sandwiched in between, and that is a fantastic round for Katie.
That swing to back halls by Katie where she got the Deagle headshot was unbelievable. And then she picked up the FAMAS, and even better kill because she didn't have much time to react to the swing from Recon 5. So, I mean, awesome round for her. She brings it back for Mythic when it looked kind of dire. And yeah, you also have to credit Poland, though, for staying alive on that site, throwing the smoke, and then backing off at an angle where Recon 5 couldn't see him. So, team effort coming out on top. Carson going to be rocking the CZ, and Recon 5 are back on the force by Mike this time on their CZ side.
Yeah, I mean, you lose that second round. It's the same thing we saw in the first step. It puts you in a really awkward spot. Now, we'll see if they can do what Mythic did, which was force back into the force, or force back into the lost force, and then see what you can do. And then he just tickles Carson. Katie seems to be wise to it, actually. Looking for this push from Carson. This could be huge, and Katie is, in fact, going to catch. Some damage done, but that's all she wrote, and that wasn't enough. The remaining players are pushed so far out, but... Okay, where's this ball? Okay, it's not up in mid, it's down, and no one has found it. A little bit risky, considering no one's watching the flank. They just abandoned the bomb in among the cardboard, hoping that no one would notice it. Jet, looking at these kills with the Deagle, there's the trade from Reality as well. It's now a 1v1. Davey leaving the site, bailing out, going towards B instead, while we're speculating on the bomb retrieval. It's just a massacre towards the site proper. Jet coming up huge with the Deagle. He's a man who once got an ace with 150 ping and the Deagle. So anytime he has that hand cannon in his hand, he is someone to be feared. And now Reality has to make the retake happen.
I'm never going to forget that ace. Sorry to interrupt you, Mike. That ace was unbelievable. As you mentioned, Reality going in, and Davey in a bit of a tough spot. 1v1, 2 flashes for him. No utility for Reality. Reality didn't pick up a gun. I'm surprised. Stuck with the Deagle, and Davey's going to clutch it in the 1v1. Mythic still take it, but Jet makes it a very expensive round for Mythic.
Oof. I think his mind was completely focused on trying to deny the round, right? Especially without a kit. You just, every second counts. So if he runs out towards a ramp where he knows the guns are down, that buys a couple of precious seconds. And if you got a Deagle in a 1v1, you might as well just try and go for the headshot. So I understand the decision on his part to forgo the gun. But ultimately it is still Mythic winning. So despite how close that gets, despite the coin flip that seemed to come down to, Mythic hang on. That's all that matters at this point. They've doubled their opponent's scoreline. They're on this T side. Their opponents have to take an eco here. Recon 5, a team who we honestly expected to be quite strong in this matchup, just have never really been able to consistently get their feet under them. And this is a Mythic side that, as you said, is playing a bit pissed off, if you will.
Yeah.
And we're seeing results. Jet, again with the Deagle, though. This man is so good with the D.
Man, yeah, it's been really impressive for Jet. He's going to come down here and look for more, jumping on top of the orange boxes. Poland could sneak up that ramp and catch off a headshot with the AK. Jet is waiting for it, though, so this could be risky for Poland. He's going to wait, maybe wait for the utility of Davey to come through. He's on the flank. Katie does get the headshot on Carson, who tried to sneak on through, and there is exactly what I was mentioning. Poland catching the head of Jet when Jet was least expecting it, leaving only Jazpimp and Reality standing. They have a couple of HEs, but outside of that, the default pistol. So maybe the grenades can do some damage, but against 4 players, I really don't think it's going to be enough. They're waiting for the plant to come through so they can throw these nades, and there it is. Will it be a frag? No. They get Poland out to 18. Poland flicks through the smoke to dome Reality. There's your response to those nades, says Poland. Downing him, leaving only Jazpimp.
Jazpimp with 5 health and a USB.
Yep.
Says,
I don't know why he's thinking.
I want no part of your war.
Is he going to jump?
He's thinking about it. He's considering. He's contemplating. He's hiding USPs so they can't
Yes,
gain
he is.
USPs. It's the little things. He's like, what can I possibly do to actually have impact into this? Oh, if he turned to the right, he might have cut Davey. He's gonna die to bomb.
Terrorists win.
Make sure none of them can get the kill reward. Dies to bomb. Here we go. Jaspim, the valiant soldier, attending his watch. There's going to be an investment here for Recon 5. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be great. They'll get the op on the Jet, but it's completely glass cannon. He's invested everything into it. He doesn't even have enough for a flashbang. So tough spot, and really the final hurrah for Recon 5, as this is going to be 14th round for Mythic if they can get it, and an eco presumably to allow map point. At that point, 9 rounds down. Oof, do the math. And what a shot from Calm. Katie's gotten 2 elsewhere, but Calm just dry peeked an off and destroyed Jet. He'll overlook Reality. Reality will get this kill for sure. Okay, eventually you got to get that kill. Lets him go quite far, but it is still a 2v4, and Neptune is alone towards this A bomb site. Knowing that Reality's still here, presumably they're just going to hit A, and so Neptune needs to have the round of his life. And he will not, certainly, at all. He won't even get to pull the trigger, as Flom finds the perfect time to peek in and find the kill. Bomb now down. This is presumably a save for Reality, but it seems like, I don't know where he wants to go. Why is he going to back off that corner? Because Davey would have likely killed him if he had done so. And this is going to be round 14 for Mythic.
Yeah, Mythic powering forward. Again, 8-round lead, and perhaps Motivational Lizard is coming through and helping Mythic get through here. You know, I love it. I mean, it's the ugliest, cutest thing in the world.
It looks like a Spooter Man.
Yes, but a lizard.
I do enjoy Spooderman. It's a good meme.
I'm with you there, Mike. But yeah, at least Recon 5 saved the M4A4 into round number 6. Smoke and an HE for Reality as well. He's actually going to drop the M4 for Jaspim. And the rest of the team going to have to settle for, well, a bit of a half-buy here as they're going to save up for overtime. Wow. Who would have thought Mythic would be put in this position? They started off a little shaky, but eventually gained control in the first half, and they've carried that through into half number 2.
I gotta say, I think this is the worst beating I've seen Recon 5 take all season long. They are really getting demolished, and that is going to be Carson running through smoke to try and catch somebody off guard and die. Jaspim does get a trade. He'll eat a nade in response. But maybe he can get in and get one of these rifles as well, since they did get that kill. Be something to work with. Calm. Dropping bodies in the meantime. There's the rifle. Jaspim's got the AK. Neptune's got a kill, but a 1-for-1. Now, 3 players alive, a man advantage. Jet can catch Davey off in mid, and indeed he does so. So this is a viable retake now. Jet doesn't have armor, makes it tough. Jaspim has the AK coming up from stairs, but if Jet can perhaps distract, draw focus, and allow Jaspim the space to come back in with this rifle, this could be huge. Jazz, though, is making the first move, and he will be dealt with. So now it's just Jet, who's announced his presence, doesn't have armor either, doesn't have a kit, doesn't have anything working for him, and he's just got to go for it, because why save the deagle? So he's going to make an attempt. He'll find a rifle. It'll stick with the one-shot head cannon, and that makes sense to me. Unfortunately for him, the time does not make sense to Jet, and they will eventually peek him and make sure he can't get away with that gun. So map point now for Mythic, 9 rounds in a row. All the money in the world, they're rich as God. And our Recon 5 side desperately trying to stay in it.
Yeah, I mean, Recon 5, this is a very good team. Obviously, they're going to have their off matches. Their only loss in the season was against Chaos, 16-10. But since that loss, they've only given up 15 rounds. 48 rounds for, 15 rounds against for a plus 33 round differential. This is probably the off match that every single team has. But Recon 5 at least start off things on the right foot here with the Molly frag on Flom. 5v4, Neptune takes down Poland. And I mean, it is far from over. A lot of teams have come back from worse. Jet drops Calm, and we have a 5v2 on our hands.
It is that. This is a good way to get back on the horse, if you will. A dominant round. Nobody dropped just yet. If Reality gets this final kill, it'll be a team ace as well, so feel good moment. Reality's up towards B stairs, so I don't think that's going to happen. It will be Davey coming into it. Carson spotted him. Carson's trying to take the shot, trying to keep everybody alive here, keep their Iron Man streak, and here goes Reality on the hunt. So maybe my dreams will be rewarded. Anyway, Davey, though, may have just found the one gap to escape if he goes up ladder. Still a minute on the clock. And he will evade his pursuers, at least for the moment. In towards mid, it's Neptune who will be holding a second player there as well in Jaspim. They should be up for the trade, regardless of what happens. Actually, Jaspim's going hunting. That'd be bold. No, he falls off of it. Neptune Should have this. And indeed he does. Davey tries to go for the quick flick, but I don't even think he realized where Neptune was. I think he was just flicking and hoping and praying. And it is Recon 5 who come out on top with the round.
Yeah, Recon 5 managed to stay in it, but Mythic still has 8 opportunities to close this one out. Recon 5 bringing up the double op setup, though. Jasmine and Jet rocking those. 2 AKs. And 4 round out the bye here for Recon 5. Over on Mythic, it's AKs across the board. Katie enough to drop the op, but she doesn't, and she gets a nice headshot on Jasmine to open things up towards A.
Oh my, that's tough now. Now they've got full control of ramp as well. Carson's stuck in towards the scaffolding hallway. They should be aware of his general position. If he goes down, this might be the server crashing. This happens sometimes, folks, towards the end of games where an update has come through. So apologies in advance if this is what's happening. I'm assuming you're all seeing what I'm seeing right now. I suspect the server has just gone down. Now, what would happen here if it had? We'll update you if it comes back. Basically what happens is Counter-Strike updates. So as soon as the game server goes down, the GoTV that's assigned to it, the game server starts updating. So the GoTV gets kicked out, and it kills this final round. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to see this one. I believe this means that it's a Mythic win. If I had to hazard a guess, don't have that 100% confirmed, but they haven't taken the dub, so it is 16-7. Our apologies that we could not show you this final round. Big apologies on our end. We are going to have one more game tonight here. That was quite a showing from Mythic.
Yeah.
But for Recon 5, they've got a chance to rally.
Yeah, I mean, they have another match to come back from that. They're going to be facing off against Buffdaddy's PayPal team, who have struggled all season long, but their recent matches have shown that maybe they found a way to find some success. So we'll have to wait and see. Recon 5, though, 12-2. They're still a great team. It's an aberration to a season that has been absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot wait to watch the next one.
Absolutely.
And good for Mythic too, Mike. I mean, they bounce
Great
back,
for
and
Mythic.
I think they just need to avoid Mirage. I think that's the play. Play more Vertigo, don't play Mirage.
Maybe that's the case. So few teams do want to leave Vertigo in towards Veto's, but this is definitely a good way to build some confidence and start to feel better as a team to come up against a tough opponent and really give them a beating. So we are going to be back in just a flash, folks, with Recon 5 squaring off against Buffdaddy's PayPal team. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
See the signs and I see we're there, and I feel the lies and I feel the sand. Forever who we are, no matter if we're cast away, a fire in the dark. I know that you won't be where we are again.
Yeah. Ay, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. It's slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard, yeah. I'm killing your favorite rapper, it's minimum effort. Yeah, your corpse getting severed. The industry tries the desert. Do whatever it is that you think that you're doing, I'm doing it better. Straight double use, that's my ladder. Don't got no snakes, only ladders, ayy. They tryna figure out what's on our plate. Infinity sideways, we already ate. Skipping this basic, skipping this classic. Stay out of trouble, now I can relate. Nevertheless, again, I'm doing great. I just finished this thing, ain't no debate. You ain't my dog, you ain't my family, and sure as hell, you're not my mate. Yeah, I take my place at the summit. I can't wait till we counting them hundreds. I cannot lie, I ain't rich, yeah, but when I see my time coming, it's coming. And some of y'all got ahead of me. To be honest, I wasn't even running. But very soon, I'ma run it. I demand it, man, I want it. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. It's slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard, ayy. They not gon' like this, don't like surprises. I cause a crisis, man, I'm a scientist. With the music I spice things, up to my liking. Man, I want nice things, nice things. That's not an AK, it's an Uzi. I pull up and shoot it to movie. I'm chasing the bag, not a coochie. Cut ties with the fake, now it's Gucci. Word of my nigga from the 021. You count 6 shots and I count 2 guns. Some people still think I rap just for fun, but soon they look up to me just like the sun. Yeah, you can come over here. Swear it's like no career. Swear you got no idea. Soon you'll have no career. Take a good look in the mirror. They need to know that I'm here. Don't you act like it ain't clear. Yeah. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. It's slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard.
I've been working part-time jobs, chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different.
welcome to our final game of the night. It's going to be Recon 5 again, this time out for revenge. But they're up against Buffdaddy's PayPal team. Obviously, things didn't go so well for them on Vertigo, but we're back on Inferno, which is very comfortable territory for the squad. And Buffdaddy's, meanwhile, is, shall we say, slightly softer competition. They're a team that's mostly here to have fun, it seems. They've got a couple very skilled players in Shot Up and Alter, a Proto as well, obviously skilled player, but otherwise they haven't necessarily had the most success this season, shall we say. So we'll see if Recon 5 can rally, get her done now, and split the series on the night, or if after this pistol round, which we're seeing just now, Boomy taking a kill, it might be another tough going for them. There's still two players back towards site, the aggression being taken from Coffin, but Carson should have a chance on the swing, and he will get one. But meanwhile, they've lost their player trying to get around on the flank. It was Sufifi, who was just holding for the push. Carson, though, staying strong, and now Boomy stuck in pit, will be dealt with. Bomb is down as well, so everything pulling to this player swinging back around. I'm going to try and do my math to figure out who it is. I know you just told me, but my brain didn't process it, John. But we'll see if this D-side player can get back through. Trying to go for the shot, looking for the taps. Going to be toyed with here, and eventually it will be Neptune to put the player down.
Yeah, Sufifi being Alter, who's been unbelievable this season. There is a new addition, though, Mike, to BPT this late in the season. Yes, it has happened. Boomy is taking the place of Buffdaddy, and it's his first match this season. Last time he played
this actually
season
Boomy?
33 of Maine. Yes, it's actually Boomy.
Okay, I assumed it was someone impersonating Boomy because that's just usually how this game works out.
That's him.
Boomy's an interesting player. I remember him, if I'm not mistaking, it used to play with Iron Man Squad way back in the day. I don't know how long it's been since then, but that's my last point of contact with Boomy. So, be interesting to see how he does here. 2 kills, 3 kills, a massacre. This round not going to be the answer. We'll see if Alter can do some damage with the Deagle. He's quite good with it, to be fair, and there we see it in action. Jet dropped. A man who's no stranger to the Deagle himself, but the kills will be swift in turn. No real problem here for Recon 5.
Yeah, and I mean, BPT did manage to beat the Swedians, which I mentioned on the earlier cast, and that was on Mirage. The only loss for the Swedians on Mirage this season came to BPT, who have only won 1 match this season, which is crazy to me to think about. Then they almost beat the Rugrats, now known as Oceanus. They lost 16-14 on Mirage. Alter was the top rank in the last match, 28 for him, and Alter's really the story. I mean, he is the top player in MDL. Number 1, Mike, in MDL on a team that's only won 1 match with frags at 309, as Boomy is going to get the opening frag on Jasmine. I just find that completely wild. He has better stats too, but we'll get to them as a match.
Carson's worked his way all the way into logs. In reality, spamming down is actually going to catch out Alter. So now as this smoke fades, if a Proto can get this kill, that would be huge, and indeed he does. Big kill found. The man now named Valorant, as the game he's decided to adopt, does find the kill, and a trade in towards pit means that a bomb's going to be planted. It's going to be left to reality to try and clutch this out. This is quite a round for Buffdaddy's PayPal team. Reality. Just going to tuck in a library and see if anyone comes hunting. Wisely, won't try and force this issue. There's not really much to be gained from this, especially with the SMG up against rifles. All it's really going to take is 1 or 2 straight bullets to take him down, and he doesn't want to chance that.
Yeah, Reality just hanging back inside of CT will be a save on his end, and BPT will pick up their first round. It'll be 2-1 after all is said and done. And here on Inferno, for BPT over the last 2 seasons, 2 games played in MDL and Advanced, 1 win, 1 loss, 29 rounds for, 28 rounds against for a +1 round differential. When I say Advanced, I mean Advanced playoffs. Over for Recon 5 on Inferno, they're excellent here. Impeccable, I would even say. 9 games played, 8 wins, 1 loss. 150 rounds for, 94 rounds against for a +56 round differential. It is their best map.
Molly down mid. Not really going to catch anybody off. It's just designed to slow them down maybe a smidge bit. We could see a peek from Jet here. He's quite deadly with that op down mid, but at least for the moment, a smoke will deny him. They're going to take some control towards Banana instead, and this is a relatively soft Banana hold. It's just an SMG and a FAMAS with little utility. Reality has a smoke and a flash to try and slow them down. That gets tough. if they just rush on in and overwhelm. There's no Molly to slow down a rush. Carson's going to be boosted up on oranges. Reality will take first point of contact and then try and distract them from Carson. And there's the spot. He knows he's here now. Smoke's going to come out to slow this down. A third player's coming over in the form of Jasmine. Just Jasmine with a 5-7. And a wall of smokes in towards the site. This is awkward, but Carson's found the gap. He's found the keyhole. And he's got the answer. First kill found. Not able to get the second. A Molly forcing him forward as well. But the exchange for the moment is good for Recon 5. Now a little less so, and distinctly less so, as Carson's unable to catch that player going high on towards the oranges. Bomb will now be down. This is likely a save. There's no real utility, no kits. Neptune and Jet just going to have to sit back and save what they got.
Indeed they will, and before all is said and done in this match, I can pretty much guarantee that you're going to see a highlight reel play from Alter, who goes by Sufifi, in this server. I mean, he has the number 2 ADR in MDL at 96.1, 32% of all his shots fired are headshots, and 29 3-kill plus rounds. That includes 18 3Ks, that's tied for number 2 in MDL, and 10 4Ks. Number 1 in MDL with that stat.
Isn't that insane? And they've only won one game.
Exactly. They've only won one game, and they have a player like this on their team. It's mind-boggling.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Only one game. And against the Swedish Canadians, too, where it's such a strange team to take your only dub of the season around.
Yeah.
Alter's just out here for all of those non-impact frags. He's never going to win you around, but he is going to put up the numbers. Apparently seems to be the case. He actually does win you some rounds sometimes, but evidently not enough to take a game. But that is a pretty unreal scoreline considering how little actual success they've had. They're going to be coming around. This rifle's been committed to the sandbags. Neptune hops up, gets one. No one has any utility to bail him out. If his teammate towards site had had a flashbang, that's much easier to do. But as it is, they really put that rifle in a position where it's tough to get out of. Reality will back up, but he's just got this P2K. Well, they may just group up to defend the B-side hit. The bomb hasn't actually committed just yet. The op's going to come back around, looking to see if anyone hops up on oranges. That resmoke was a little bit late. Almost thought Jet could see the outline of a Proto there. But I think Proto was actually back behind the box. The X-rays were deceiving for me, as they are so often. Bomb does go down, eventually making its way over. And I don't think they really want to commit the op to this retake. They'll go in with the pistols, because why not? And you might as well keep Jet and the op alive.
Yeah, so BPT have really put in work here onto this B side. It was an eco round, of course, for Recon 5, and they don't want to lose that op like you mentioned, Mike. Jet's all the way inside of CT spawn. He's tucked away. Oh, and Maddox is not going to clear out the sandbags here in construction, so he goes down after getting one. We have a 3v3. Alter is going to drop Jazzpimp. 3v2. Jet. Oh man, he's playing with fire. I would be more passive if I were him, making sure this op does not go down. And as a result, he does drop to the ground. Valorant trades him out immediately. And Valorant, of course, otherwise known as a Proto.
Alternatively known as gingivitis. Let's see, what else has he gone by over the years? I really enjoy when he goes on the trend of ginger puns. He played a tournament where every map he had a different ginger pun as his name, and I personally was a big fan.
That's hilarious.
It made me giggle. But he's Valorant. He's all Valorant. It has been interesting to see all the Counter-Strike players who've been picked up by various organizations. So, hey, maybe a Proto's next on the list.
He's certainly playing it.
He certainly is. Molly's going to be in towards the pit. Now there's the swing up lane, but it's a decent setup. There's a player graveyard, there's a player in apartments. And here's going to be the swing. Jazzpimp actually gets the first kill from on site, and it's a massacre. Neptune taking 2 from the bout. This is all but over. They're rebuffed from the site, and the change-up seems to be that they want to come towards B. Oddly enough, they've just left Reality here. He's got utility to slow them down. He's going to spot, but the utility's a little bit too slow. The Molly will go in, but they should still have a path potentially towards a plant. And he wants to play this very safe indeed. His teammates have gotten here, but the smoke is up. Do they have time to punch in the numbers? Perhaps. Reality not swinging this means that they do, but he's pulled Valorant off of it. Carson's sacrifice not in vain, and that is going to be the round.
Yeah, it's good to at least deny the plant in that situation, but BPT should still have enough money to buy up here. I think a Proto can drop an AK for his teammates should he need to, and everyone should be ready to rock here in this round for BPT. That said, I did mention earlier how good Recon 5 are in Inferno, so I do believe it's only a matter of time before they really start to find their groove and get rolling here. But with BPT adding Boomy, I think that could potentially revitalize them in MDL, because usually, Mike, Buffdaddy doesn't play more than the first few matches in the teams that he's a part of, and this time he's played, what was it, 10, I think? Yeah, which is unusual.
I think usually it's they let him live out his fantasy for the first half of the season, and then it's about saving the roster spot for the second half.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can do that. Obviously, with the number of dead teams we have in the season, it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how move downs are handled. There's a possibility to survive, perhaps, if they can put some wins on here at the tail end of the season. Reality, going to get a kill over towards B. This is not going to be an easy win to try and take, though, for sure. The Recon 5 side, even though they've had a rough night so far, are definitely not one to be taken lightly. 3 players tucked in towards the A-bomb site, and it seems like that's going to be the way Buffdaddy leans. They're going to be wrapping around towards Arch now. Player towards lane. They're moving slow, 40 seconds on the clock. They'll have plenty of time for this execute, but if it doesn't work, if somehow they bail out of it, rotation not going to be viable. Maybe through CT. Neptune's going to take first. He doesn't win the duel. Maddox actually going to fall, and there's the second as well. The third for Jazzpimp. The hold is good, and Jazzpimp will be fine for the last. Prevents the bomb from going down, prevents a retake scenario indeed, and gives Recon 5 this lead.
Yeah, good on Recon 5, bouncing back here to string a couple of rounds in a row. Everyone getting the fragging down to Recon 5, and this is more the typical Recon 5 that we usually see, not what happened against Mythic, but, I mean, Mythic were just playing heads full of steam. They really wanted to get that victory on the board, and they certainly did in a very big way. Recon 5 get that win and go 1-1 on the night. That's another good start to the round. 2 frags, shot up, very good with that deagle. Does drop Jaspim to make it a 4v3 though, with Neptune trying to close the gap over at Altman. He's got someone on his flank, doesn't even realize it, and Alter does him in execution style with that deagle. 3v3 now.
So this is interesting as well. Look how passive they've gone on towards B. Reality just playing back. They want to go for a retake if it's a B hit. Don't want to contend with this, or at least Reality. That's his plan. As I say that, he's floating back up, was maybe anticipating the fast play up banana, wanted to be able to compensate for it. There's no smoke to cover off this cross on the T's. They do have a Molotov to clear out a position, but they're going to have to get forward, and now Reality seems like he wants to take the fight to them, playing just around this corner. Timing will be everything. If he peeks it, obviously there's deagles on the other side. Here's the flashbang, though, and he'll tuck in, and shot up first to fall. That's the bomb as well. Should trigger the rotation here, as Reality's new job is to stay alive. He's out towards Coffin. Looks like a Proto wants to challenge him. And indeed, a Proto will. And he gets the kill as well. A Proto just swinging about the corner, swinging about the angle. Has brought this down to a 2v2 situation. He's getting aggressive into the church, trying to throw a flash, but the trade is there from Alter now. Carson and Alter dueling off the fate of the round. The hop around is there from Carson. He readjusts, but Alter's tucked all the way back into dark corner. And he's realized, and Carson is up to the task. Figured out his spot immediately, found it through, and it will be a 5th, but what an expensive round indeed.
They have the money to absorb it, I do believe, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it does become expensive when you consider that Jaspin in Reality, or maybe Carson and Jaspin, one of those 3 are going to have to drop for Neptune and Jet. So the op gets dropped to the ground by, I think it was Jaspimp, and then Neptune gave the Jet a bit of a hot potato there. But at the end of it, 3 M4A4s of the Moss and the AWP for Recon 5 versus a very mixed buy-up from Buffdaddy's PayPal team. 3 AKs, the Deagle, and the UMP-45, along with, well, all the smokes they could need, but not many flashbangs. And Maddox gets one on Reality, but Carson, the Kobe on a Maddox. Jaspimp gets a Proto, and Shot Up will respond for one on Jaspimp. So after all of that chaos, we're even Steven at a 3v3 until Jet unloads an op shot to the body of Shot Up. 3v2.
Alter's gotten all the way through balcony, though. It's a bit tricky. The problem is the bomb still needs to rotate, and Neptune's holding in bedroom. And Boomy's not going to have any idea, or at least shouldn't have any idea. And so he's dead, and that's bomb. And it doesn't really matter where Alter is. He's got to go all the way back to find this. And Neptune, ever the aware player, is going to be wise to the idea that he may have gotten past him because he's playing in towards bedroom. The second player coming back from Arch. Alter is looking for this. To be fair. But this could be dangerous. He's going to get the kill. Damage done, though. He's quite low now. In 45 seconds, they're going to play contain. Jet's moving around towards the site. You got a player bottom mid. Watch out here. Don't get headshot. Alter was expecting that swing, and so he'll readjust, coming out of the bedroom instead. A smoke may allow him to reclaim that bomb. Smoke actually does not cover off the bomb. It goes a little bit too deep, but it does prompt Carson to tuck tail. And he will peek out at just the right moment, catch the feet of Alter, trying to sneak into that smoke, find the spray, and the round with it.
Alter's such a scary player in any situation, so you never know what could happen. He just barely missed getting that second one to make it a 1v1, and if he does, the B site is free and clear for the taking. So luckily for Recon 5, they do hang on to that, and it will also hurt the economy of BPT, who are choosing to force up, again, 2 AKs and 3 Deagles, along with a mix of utility. Over on Recon 5, they got everything they need, including an AK on there, and as Jaspin's going to farm a couple here, make it a 3-piece, shot of his latest victim, 5v2 until Jaspin finally does drop to the ground. So the AK picked up by Maddox, but Reality gets a proto. Actually, the AK by Maddox was picked up from his teammate, and Jet will get the final blow. So Recon 5 not too fussed. Jaspin leading the way, and it's 7-3 in their favor.
Feels like we're kind of settling into business as usual territory for Recon 5, and that's honestly what we expect from them in this matchup. Buffdaddy's PayPal team as a unit just usually aren't going to be able to contend with teams like this. What you're looking to is you're looking to Alter or Shot Up to go off and around. I mean, Proto and Boomy certainly capable of it as well. Really any of them to just go off and around and deliver it that way. But regularly, you're not going to see the type of system of trades and utility-based gameplay really work out frequently here for Buffdaddy. That somehow was not a kill. Offshot looked like it was on to me. But the second attempt will work out here for Jet. He is going to find himself the body of Boomy. And there's 4 players here towards A. The take is on. Buffdaddy, they have no idea what lies for them on the other side of the smokes. As they come out, there should be a massacre. Jazzpimp will find one, and they want to get aggressive on it as well. So Jazzpimp looking for more. He's got 2. The trade? There. Reality is going to leave Valorant all alone. A Proto to try and find this round, to try and find something. And what he's going to catch is a quick op bullet. So, Recon 5 again, weathering the storm of a gun round, really looking very businesslike here.
Yeah, very structured, very effective play coming in from Recon 5. This is, like you said, Mike, the Recon 5 we're used to watching, and what we obviously have seen from them throughout this entire season. 8-3, 5-round lead. Buffdaddy's PayPal team walking in with 3 Deagles and 2 AKs. A little bit of utility damage taken there, and then the head, or almost the head taken off of Maddox. Body shot for Jet. 5v4 for Recon 5, and Boomy's just going to throw that bomb towards Banana and then grab it again. He just wanted to make that peek without exposing the bomb. As Shot Up gets the opening frag, that really exposes B, because Reality is all by his lonesome behind New Box. Molotov flies out, throws a smoke to guise his advance on the left side, and that maybe gives him some room to maneuver with. What on earth just happened? Reality having a barbecue. 8 Proto and Shot Up go down, then he gets the third on Boomy. Just when it looked like BPT would be able to do something, it is deleted, Mike.
I think that Molotov spreading away, no one was quite anticipating, and they were low enough health that by the time they realized what was happening, they were dead. We're not even sure whether it was a flak train that came in there or what the exact detail was, but yeah, Reality goes from being in the worst situation where he's got 4 players bearing down on him and he's tucked in back of sight to suddenly everyone around him being dead.
That's crazy.
So divine intervention came down and said, Reality, you shall not die this round. Smoke his enemies upon the hillside. Honestly, that must be what it looked like to him. Because he was tucked behind New Box. He takes care of the player pushing him, but then suddenly everyone else on site is dead. Here we go. Here's an opportunity. And opportunity lost, I was going to say, to work with man advantage. And then Valorant swings out solo with no utility being thrown for him, and he dies. Oh, Maddox, though.
Yeah.
Take it away. Take it away, John.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say, Maddox getting a nice shot with the AK, and it is traded immediately once more. So again, Mike, the man advantage is lost almost instantaneously. BPT haven't really had much success, and the reason why is that Alter is sitting at 9 and 11. If you can shut Alter down, you pretty much don't guarantee a win, but it's more than likely that you'll be able to come out on top against BPT.
I mean, as we've seen, based on the fact that he has the second highest ADR in the league, and they've won one game, it doesn't really matter whether you shut Alter down. If you shut Alter down, you're going to have a great time of it. If you don't shut Alter down, you're probably still going to win.
You're going to just have a tough time.
Shut up is also going to die. Not a great game for anybody on that side. It's actually Valorant or a Proto who's having the best game so far, sitting at 10 and 10. He's always been a solid player, always had a ton of skill and promise. Obviously, a little less focused on the Counter-Strike side of things right now, but he's at least putting up a front. Everyone else not positive on that roster, and it's seen in the scoreline. Recon 5 are dominating here. It's just, I mean, what do you say? It's a team running into a pub. There's control, there's setups, there's coordinated utility, they're trading off of each other. Even when Buffdaddy get an early advantage, it's usually brought back quite quickly, as we see here. Shot gets one kill, but everybody else is a casualty for his team. And now Jasmine's going to retake the control. Might get caught from shot up. Never mind. He's snappy on the aim over, and it's left to a Proto to try and clutch round 14 to give his team 4 rounds on Inferno. And he's in a 1v4. Lots of 4s in general, but no wins for Buffdaddy's on the right.
No. Oh my goodness, definitely not when the reality is going to dry peak like that with the headshot over on a Proto. 11-3 for Recon 5. 15th and final round of play here in the first half of action, and what a difference for Recon 5 coming from the Mythic match to this. And I guess, obviously, Mythic, despite the fact that they focus on being a stream team, they're still quite structured and effective against most MDL squads, and that's why they came out with the win against Recon 5. But BPT hasn't really been focused too much on CS. We talked about the Valorant effect a little earlier on, and I think they're one of the teams most guilty of.
I actually don't think so. I would actually disagree with that, because Shot Up just hasn't played CS seriously in years. Alter hasn't been pursuing Team CS in a while either. I don't actually know if he's pursuing Valorant. I know that that's why a Proto isn't pursuing it seriously anymore, but this has been a for-fun team for a little while now.
That's what I meant, yeah. They're not... I was trying to give them a little bit of credit and say, oh, it's maybe because of Valorant, but yeah, they just haven't been practicing. There is the blunt explanation. Neptune is going to get altered. That's it. Oh my goodness.
One of them had a Krieg and he picked it up. So it is 12-3. This game is likely to be done quickly. If Recon 5 get the round, I don't imagine they let things go. Buffdaddies, as we've seen, are going to force buy at every opportunity, but that just doesn't work out as well on the CT side. So they really would like to get the pistol under their belt. I think that gives them the best chance to make a game of this. I don't see a world in which they come back, but I suppose I've been proven wrong before, so who's to say?
I think you're right this time, Mike. There's just very little energy on the BPT side. Recon 5 has taken them down with pretty much ease. I'd say ever since. Is he really?
Yeah, it's Spawn. He's got dualies. He's making some art. He's graffitiing. It's quite interesting. I think it represents the emotions and comms right now, potentially, for his team. It's a representative piece. 3 crying faces.
I like how the pistol was dropped right on top of him, too. Just like... I'll let you guys figure out what that implies. Anyway, Boomy is going away with the dualies here as the fire comes in from Recon 5. Maybe he'll be able to do the damage with them. I don't know. They're coming through in a very vulnerable spot, and Boomy gets a second from Shot Up. Jet trades 1 back, but a 4v3 out of that for BPT. Maybe, just maybe, they can come out of this round with something. But it's not looking as good now with Neptune dropping 2, and Jet getting 1. Wow.
Okay, Neptune. Push on into church with the Glock. Kill everybody. Why don't you? And I think he just played passive. The Maddox doesn't even have a kit. Kit doesn't seem like the kind of thing they pick up on Buffdaddy's PayPal team. So he knows he has to clear out one side, and all he's going to clear is his face and his calendar. Jet's going to free him up for the rest of the round. What little few seconds there are. Jet is so good with pistols. Oppers and pistols. It tends to be a match made in heaven. Something about the precision shooting, and then you need a headshot gun. It lends itself well to the other.
Oof. 13-3 for Recon 5. 10-round lead. BPT just bunny hopping along the ground. Yeah, I mean, Boomy does have a mag. He's over at Banana, and he's playing a passive angle here. It seems like he's itching to push up towards half wall, which would be a pretty good position. But yeah, there's a Molotov.
The Molly denies him that nade he eats. He might actually catch this kill, but falling back. Ah, he spotted too many players. Didn't want to deal with that. Had the opportunity perhaps to take down the Mac-10 player. Jet's now found his teammate. There are still 2 players on towards site. But this is not a great rage for Boomy. Still going to hit it. Headshot there as well. Not going to get more than 1, but a Proto does. So now the numbers are even, and a Proto might be able to do more with his hand cannon. Reinforcements are here. The bomb is still towards spawn, so this is just a Jet. See if he can't kill everyone and get the ace. And then we'll go over towards A. Seems to be on the cards. No, they're bringing the bomb to B. This is, oddly enough, a misread. Despite the fact that they have full site control, it is going to be a fight here. And reality has ruined the ace. They're going to chill in the zone. Jet only able to secure the 4K. It is going to be a 14th round, though, for Recon 5, and I think they are ready to get this over and done with. This is a Recon 5 team that rarely plays silly. We've seen them do it once or twice at the end of a half when they're absolutely dominating. But apart from that, they're pretty straightforward. They want to get this done. They want to move on with their evenings. They want to get another dub.
I would also say they're a professional team. They don't want to deal with any of those antics.
Jasmine does have a P250 only in this round, though, so take from that what you will. They didn't have a lot of extra cash, I guess, and so he's just going to play a sacrificial role. Doesn't have any utility either, just wanted to be traded there, and that's exactly what Jet does. There is a Negev on the other side from Boomy, so he's carrying on Buffdaddy's legacy here, I guess.
Yes, he is.
Buffdaddy usually bought that at least once a game, and so we're going to see it out. I don't think it's going to work out terribly well for Boomy, although that tight banana angle, maybe. He's going to get tagged to 29. And he is the lone survivor. He lets them know he has a Negev. So puts the fear of God into them. And he's actually going to take the first. Carson dealt with. Down to 3 health, though, is Boomy. And now he's dead. A Negev kill, though, is in fact found. So yeah, they can bring that to Buffdaddy and put it on the fridge, along with the macaroni art.
Are you implying that they're just children who are trying to make their parents happy?
No, I'm just saying Negev kills, man. That's what it is. Look, I do it sometimes. You just like, can I actually get a kill with this gun? But when I do it, it's an MM. Yeah, not in the league match.
The weird thing is, Mike, the team that's losing is goofing around, as opposed to
right, because they know they're not going to win.
Yeah.
Their hope is about elapsed. They're on towards the having of fun at this point, and it's honestly what we expect from Buffdaddy's PayPal team. But Recon 5 will have none of their shenanigans. None of them. They want this dub. So they're going to roll on into the site, and it's going to be up to a Maddox, the only player with a proper rifle in this round, and he gets erased. Erased. A Proto, now all alone to try and deny match her. He gets overwhelmed. Actually does take the first kill, so not bad there for a Proto, but sheer annihilation all that waits for him. 16 rounds, found 16-3, and Recon 5 make no mistake in that second map. They annihilate everybody and take the dub over Buffdaddy's PayPal team.
Well, not much to say there, Mike. I mean, things going exactly as you would expect for a team that's only won 1 match this season and the other one that's won 12. So, I mean, yeah, 16-3 is pretty much the expected scoreline. The only reason I held hope for Buffdaddy's PayPal team is because they managed to stun Swedish Canadians on Mirage. But here on Inferno, I mean, Recon 5 are just way too strong on this map to go down.
Well, on that very quick note, we are going to wrap up our broadcast for the evening. If you've enjoyed the broadcast, please do follow us here on Twitch and on Twitter at twitter.com/ESEA. Follow our faces as well at the @ down below them. Keep your eye on that ESEA Twitter, by the way. You're definitely going to want to keep your eye on it. There's a very exciting announcement coming, I believe, tomorrow. We can't give you more details at this point, though there have been some little snippets tweeted around. So keep your eyes out, folks. Exciting things are on the way. But for now, that's going to wrap up our show. We will be back tomorrow night, so be sure to tune in. I believe that's also starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So do tune in tomorrow night, and we'll see you then. Have a great night, everybody. We out.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Yeah. Let's talk. Hey yo, we rose from dust to the they claiming that we the one, never one-on-one. Teamwork till we done. Sent on a mission, we got ambition. Never scared, we won't run. Never one and done. Some sit back and some like the hunt. I pick my teammates up when they fall, and if I ball, we all ball. Crashing balls, crossovers and all. Call us the balls. Don't fear nothing, call us galore. Serving them all. We outside, we barely indoors because we gave it everything when we had nothing. Gave it everything when we had nothing. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab nothing. Since we moved on to a better place, sunshine away from the shade.